haven't learned a lot about decorating in Disney Dreamlight Valley yet. It's still very early days, but one thing I have learned is that I don't like the paths. They're hard to put down, they are chunky, and they're difficult to make them look delicate, curved, and just all of that good stuff that we've been spoilt with custom paths in Animal Crossing. So what better way to do a video than to try and make paths work? I'm gonna do some experimenting, try and make some pretty looking paths if that's possible. So stay tuned if you want some ideas on what to do with your paths in Disney Dreamlight Valley, and let's get into it. So the first pathing option I'm going to talk about isn't actually a path option at all. It can be found in the landscaping section of the furniture area, and it is these cute little rock clusters. I discovered that you could use these as a path live on stream, and I was so excited. So I was working on Merlin's area, as you can see here. I wanted it to be supernatural, and all of the in-game paths just weren't working for me. So I decided to put down one of these and see if you can walk on it, and you can. And what I love about this is that they are super kind of malleable. You can curve them, you can stagger them, so you can get a really natural flowing path look. Perfect, wonderful for natural areas, whatever area isn't kind of like a big plaza, because we don't want to do that all the time. Sometimes you want to go back to our cottagecore roots and have some adorable looking builds that are just quaint and cozy, and this is what I feel these will be perfect for. So to find these, all you need to do, as I say, is go into your furniture section, scroll down to where it says rocks, and then you want to find these clusters. Now, I used the plaza ones, but there are lots more options. So you could do something really cute by mixing in the different kind of shades to add even more detail to an area if you wanted to, or you can make them biome specific, so you can have different stones for different biomes. But I would love to see more of this because I think it could work really nicely. The only downside to them is that you can't put stuff on top of them, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to take. The next thing I want to talk about is mixing two paths together to kind of create a stepping stone illusion. These are kind of, I've been doing them 3 wide and then having one path and then another path. There's so many different options you can use. Make sure before you do this, you go around all of the biomes and pick up all of the paths, because then you'll at least have something to work with. What I've found is that it's better to use the loose gravel path and then mix it with one with more detail, or this would work nicely with the muddy path or the leaf strewn path, because I think that they're just a bit more kind of plain, and then the natural rock path works wonderfully and the brick path works as like a complementary path to that. This looks great. I don't know how you're going to curve it though. I've struggled to kind of figure out a way to do like a turn or a bend in the path. I think if you're doing like a straight area, then this would work nicely. Otherwise you might really struggle, but it's just a different way to place down your paths, especially if you're just wanting to mix things up a bit. Again, using kind of the leaf strewn path, the muddy path, these would be nice for kind of those natural areas that you're looking to decorate. In some cases, a corner path or a straight edge path might be just what you're looking for, but what if you want to add something different and curve them? You may have seen this a few places already, but there is a super nice, easy trick to make it have the illusion of a curved corner. So I'm going to show you how to do it. All you need to do is place down your path in that right angle motion, and then go in with your bushes. You can change these up, have different ones next to them, and then place them around the corner. So you just need to stagger them in a little bit more, and then it will look as if you have a round corner. Don't forget to do the inside as well. This really helps create the whole illusion and make it complete. Once you've done this, you can kind of add whatever you want along the outer edge. I've added in some fencing just to give it a bit more. But this works really nicely, and I think that it's definitely something that I'm going to try and do when it comes to working on the bigger areas, because I just love it. This next pathing technique is super easy, and that is to try and create stepping stones. There is 2 different ways you could do this, and that is using 1 path or 2 different paths. You could even use 3 if you want to do, if you're that wild. But all you need to do is just place down squares, and this again gives you kind of more freedom as to how you shape your paths, whether you curve them, move them like a bit to stagger them a bit, just whatever works for you, particularly if you're working on those natural areas. Again, I'm talking about natural areas a lot because I feel like you don't have to worry about those towny areas that you're doing because the paths are so kind of structured anyway. But yeah, this helps you give the idea of free flowing, and you can space the squares closer together or more spread apart depending on what look you're going for, and add some foliage in between. It does work nicely. I do wish that they were rounded. That is my only downside. There is a lot of squares in this game and no current way to round off the paths, which is a shame, but we'll make do with what we have. I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of the way that the path cuts off onto the grass. It feels like it's missing something, like it needs some height or something. Well, if you agree with me, then there is a way to fix that, and that's by adding some borders. I've experimented a little bit with this around my Scrooges by using the small rocks. Again, these are from the landscaping, and it's really easy to do, so let's have a look at it. So all you need to do is put your path down in your chosen design, go to the landscaping section and go to rocks. And what you're looking for is the small rocks. There's a few different variations as we discussed earlier. They're very similar, and then you want to place down the small rocks at the end. You can rotate them around if you want something a bit more interesting, or you can have them totally uniformed. Either works really nicely. I do like them because you do get a little bit of the grass kind of poking through, so it breaks up them and kind of helps it feel like a bit more flowing into the grass itself. But overall, I think it's a really good look. And again, it kind of sticks with that design idea of layering. So you're layering the rocks, and then you'll have bushes, foliage, trees behind, maybe some fencing, and it does just build that build. It helps build your kind of creation a bit more. Layers are really kind of the trick to everything. So that's how it looks. It's a straight edge, but I still like it a lot. And for the final path idea, I'm thinking just use foliage to create the pathway through it. So here you're utilizing the grass, the in-game grass. You're not really placing anything down apart from foliage, maybe a bit of fencing, maybe a few items. Adding in some lamps would be nice here as well. But all you're doing is layering the different kind of foliages along the outside of the path as to where you want it to go. And I think this looks really nice. If you layer it properly, if you mix up all the different greeneries and different colors, then you can create something beautiful. I've added in some rocks as well, just to break that up a bit. But overall, this is really cute. So guys, that's a wrap for path ideas. I hope this was helpful. I'm sure as we get into decorating more, there'll be different ideas that come out, but these are just some of my favorite for now. I can't wait to see what they do with this. Maybe we'll get curved path, different options for path. I cannot wait to see. Stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget to subscribe. We'd love to have you here on the channel, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye bye.